Okay guys, this very update now all about our number 100% failure for Nigeria. When I mean number 100% failure, now I don't already know who I dey talk about, not be any other person. President Oporoko Muhammad Būhàrï. Well guys, quickly, if you now look my screen very well, when I go see our current president Oporoko Muhammad Būhàrï and INEC president-elect Bishop Bola Ahmed Tinubu, aka Town Hall, is different from Bala Blue. Blue, black. My people, not be smart, you know. I go like make una come settle down, listen and watch wetin Būhàrï talk for inside this video. Būhàrï say make Nigerians make them pardon am. Būhàrï say make Nigerians make them forgive am. Ew, I watch this video, my people, I shed tears. I say show, make Muhammad Būhàrï no ever happen, make this kind of thing no ever happen to Nigeria as a country again. When I understand, after this man don't crumble people businesses, after this man don't make many people dey homeless, after this man don't make, as in like, he don't put tears, sorrows for many people faces, this man come out face camera say, man, make Nigerians, make them pardon am, make them forgive am. It just be like, you don't slap me, you don't beat me, you don't abuse me, don't say all sort of things. You sorrow me, picking come forgive me. I don't understand. Well, my people, they say to forgive is divine, but this kind of forgiveness, it not fit come from your mind. And forgiveness will not come from your mind. That will not be forgiveness. You understand? Because Muhammad Būhàrï, Oporoko Muhammad Jubra, number one failure for Nigeria. You come outside, you sit down, you sleep, wake up. You say Nanera the design, you send many Nigerians out of school. Well, my people, make una watch this full video. I'll go soon for the next update coming out soon. Respect, one love, guys.
In what is clearly his last convergence with other Muslim faithful as the nation's #1 citizen, President Muhammad Būhàrï arrives at the Mambila Barracks, Abuja, at 9 a.m. to perform the Eid al-Fitr prayers.
God willing, nothing will stop it. Nigerians have appreciated the system and they are going to defend it.
Hours later, the president, accompanied by the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the president of the Senate, among others, plays host to about 200 guests at the State House.
I thank God.
A sense of gratitude to God for a successful tenure is palpable here as Christian and Muslim leaders share experiences. The president again underpins an apparent enthusiasm to go home in less than 39 days, but first appeals to Nigerians.
Finally, I can't even wait to go home. If you said that, I'll move to the Republic. Whoever thought that there has been some form of injustice on him, we are all human. There is no doubt I hurt some people, and I wish they would pardon me. And those that think that I've hurt them so much, please pardon me.
The homage presented an opportunity for the President of the Senate to air his views on the presidency of the 10th National Assembly.
And I'm sure that our leaders will come together and decide how to go about how the leadership of the 10th National Assembly will emerge. I'm very confident that the APC members and senators-elect will respect whatever our party and our leaders will eventually come up with.
At his last homage, President Muhammad Būhàrï urges that the Eid al-Fitr, one of the festivals in Islam, is a stark reminder for Nigerians to embrace the values projected by Ramadan, essentially to advance a stronger nation. From the presidential villa, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
And earlier in his Eid message, the president said the peaceful outcome of the 2023 general elections will go down on record as one of the best achievements of his administration. And the message contained in a statement by his presidential spokesperson, Mr. Garba Shehu, President Būhàrï explains that the outcome of the elections were in line with his pledge to leave a legacy of free and fair elections. According to him, free and fair elections are the only principles that give credibility to our democracy. because the subversion of the will of the people undermines democracy itself. The president also congratulated Muslims for successfully completing the spiritual obligation of fasting in the month of Ramadan. Ahead of his inauguration, President-elect Senator Bola Tinubu has reiterated his resolve to ensure a prosperous Nigeria.
Thank you so much indeed for coming on the program on the day as this. I know you are gaily dressed, perhaps you visited a few friends for the celebration. But I mean, when you hear the president ask for forgiveness or saying, "Please pardon me," what comes to your mind?
I think it's expressing his humanity. He's a human being, like he said. He's a human being like you and I. And in the course of his action or inaction, he definitely will have stepped on toes. And he has chosen 38 days to the exit of his administration to plead for forgiveness. But he's not the only one. A few days ago, Governor Ganduje, Umar Ganduje of Kano State was the first to come out to say people of Kano should forgive him. He possibly has stepped on some toes. And it's normal and natural for politicians to do that. Even PDP, after 16 years of misgovernance, came out after the Ekweremadu report. I think it was Prince Uche
knelt down here in Abuja.
God bless you. So you can see that's a whole political party to say, look, Nigerians, forgive us. We have heard. We committed a lot of atrocities. We did things the way it should not be done. So it's in the way of politicians to seek forgiveness. And it is also in the ways of every human being who believes in a supreme God to seek forgiveness. After all, the Lord's Prayer, our Father who art in heaven. So it's not out of place, but my own point of departure is, yes, there are actions and inactions. There are those actions that are force majeure. You know, you cannot help. So things just have to happen the way they are. And there are those, somebody will say error of the mind, error of the heart. Let me put this in context. Mr. President, in putting Nigeria through the excruciating pains of Naira redesign, and people were complaining.
Is that forgivable?
It's not for Nigerians.
Because there are, businesses that are no more.
God bless you.
Because of that, because of that policy.
And people were
warning.
People warned. People begged. People said, look, Mr. President, this isn't working. This is the eve of election. There are those who lost election in APC because of the president action. I said there on this platform, part of the reason Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu lost the election in Lagos was because of this excruciating pain. Recall that he himself came out, that they deliberately, of course, he may say he was quoted out of context, but he said they hoarded money, they hoarded fuel, but he will contest and win. I mean, paraphrasing.
Mr. Ojo, there were people who stripped themselves naked out of frustration
in the banking hall.
People had money, but they couldn't get access to it. Understandable reasons that the CBN gave, that to curb this, to do this and do that. But the question is that how would you make policies that will make life more miserable for the populace, for the larger population?
And on top of it, February 8th, the Supreme Court, the highest court of the land, said, look, I'm giving this order pending the determination of the merit of the case. Let status quo ante be maintained. The president, after that Supreme Court decision, addressed the nation and did a selective, application. Said, okay, 200 naira will be circulated. The old 200 naira will be recirculated for another 60 days, but for 500 naira, 1,000 naira. So I think the president at that point should have observed the rule of law, agree with the Supreme Court justices, and allow And you could see that even when the final determination came, I think, was it March 25 or thereabout, the CBN governor was still waiting on the president. I think it's my elder brother, Garba Shehu, that threw Emefiele under the bus by saying he shouldn't be waiting on the president to implement the Supreme Court decision. But that is the story. People lost business.
That is one policy.
What about oil theft? What do you have to say about oil theft? A military general, a major general retired in this country. Under him, Nigeria lost almost half of its daily oil production to crude oil theft.
Can that be is that pardonable?
I'm not judging.
No, you are the political analyst.
I'm not judging the president. I'm only throwing the issue out there.
No, but the question is that, and the reason why I'm asking you, if someone slaps you and is asking for forgiveness, it's up to you to know whether or not you are forgiven.
But in this respect, I can say, well, whatever it is, I forgive you, Mr. President. But those who are impacted most negatively, those who lost their means of livelihood, who lost their lives, who lost their businesses because of certain action and decision of the president, something that falls within his purview, would they want to easily forgive? The point is whether they even forgive or they don't forgive. There's little or nothing they can do about it. You remember that when Bishop Kukah came out with that homily early in the year, the presidency disagreed vehemently with him, but the public, what he said resonated more with the public. Because, yes, one thing I must say is that Mr. President is not a sole administrator. Governance is of 3 arms and 3 tiers. We have the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary, and we have the federal, state, and local government. But like Malangaba Shehu said in his earlier comment, that the president is asking for forgiveness even on behalf of some of his appointees who has ministries, departments, and agencies.
There are those who will blame the president that he gives people responsibility without acting.
Without proper oversight.
Is that pardonable?
Without what?
I'm asking rhetorical questions. Because we are dropping issues and policy decisions and style of leadership of the president that, look, it is a precedent. Anybody could come into office and say, after 8 years, I will ask for forgiveness and I will move on. It's not that easy because policy and decision of leaders have consequences on their lives. Look at how many Nigerians that have left this country because of hardship that they experience, because of the threats to their business, because of insecurity. So, are those pardonable?
For me, no action is not pardonable. Everything is pardonable. And even if he didn't ask for forgiveness, many Nigerians are saying, we can't wait to let this man go. He said he's tired. He said he wants to go and rest. Let him go and rest. I read this, the published speech. Mr. President has been one of the luckiest, and he admitted earlier today that he's been one of the luckiest Nigeria. He has been everything anybody could aspire to be in life.
Minister, governor?
Minister, no,
President
military administrator. Yeah. Way back in 1976, military administrator, Minister of Petroleum Resources, and he's under the same minister with all the experiences that we have, the highest level of oil theft
and the president who was also
minister.
I tried to scream, but my